Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is our latest Game of Thrones reaction video. And now we are up to Season 2, Episode 4, Garden of Bones. So, of course, as always, I am joined by my co-host, Tyler. Hey, Tyler.
How's it going? I'm excited to get another
Going pretty
episode finished
well.
going.
Yes, and moving forward, at least for the foreseeable future, you are hopefully going to be seeing 2 episodes a week dropping here on the channel. So we'll have Throne Tuesdays and Thursdays. All the T's. Thrones, Tuesdays, Thursdays. We're just sticking with the T theme here. So that's double the coverage of Game of Thrones moving forward, at least for the foreseeable future. So
We
hopefully
got to
that's a
catch
good
up.
thing. Yeah,
We got to catch up to the prequel, right? I
yeah,
mean,
we got to make sure we're ready for all this.
we saw House of Dragons start filming in April, so it's
Yeah.
like we got to speed this up.
Now, that means at episode 4, we're almost halfway through season 2, which last episode brought Renly Baratheon back for the first appearance in the second season of Game of Thrones. First time we've seen him since he just like peaced out on Ned in season 1.
Literally, he was just like, "I'm out. You're on your own."
But in his appearance, we were introduced to his queen and his current wife, Marjorie Tyrell, who is sister to Loras Tyrell, who is lover to Renly Baratheon. So
It's an interesting situation. Like almost all of the romance
all
in
of
this
them.
show.
But we were also introduced to Brienne of Tarth, played by Gwendolyn Christie, who took down Loras and took her place in Renly's Kingsguard. So, yay for a grown-up female empowerment type of character. But Catelyn arrived. We had a brief interaction there, and we saw that Marjorie is the world's most understanding wife and sister. So,
The real
fun
MVP.
times. Then in King's Landing, we saw a little bit of Sansa basically getting mentally tortured by Cersei, and Shay,
Terrible.
her new handmaiden, trying to keep Shay safe in the capital as well. All while Tyrion continues to shake things up as he put in a little plan to sniff out the rat amongst the small council. And not really surprisingly, Grand Maester Pycelle ended up being the rat of last episode.
Got his beard chopped off and everything.
Got him thrown in a black cell, beard chopped off. Yeah, Tyrion wasn't having it. Also heard of his plan of sending Cersei's daughter, Marcella, off to Dorne. So we'll see how that goes. And he's also planning to send Littlefinger to Catelyn if Littlefinger accepts. So John got found out and got turned into the Lord Commander, got scolded. But we learned that Lord Commander Mormont already knew that Craster was sacrificing his baby boys. Whew. Finally, we saw Arya and her gang, if you will, get attacked once again by the Lannister army, though this time they came prepared to fight, and they took down Yoren, and they took down who they think is Gendry. But in the meantime, actual Gendry, along with Hot Pie and Arya, were taken captive.
Hot Pie had to make it, huh?
Hot Pie yielded about 50 million times in order to secure his life. So that was episode 3. Now let's see what the Garden of Bones is in episode 4.
It sounds like a nice garden, I guess,
Yeah.
idea. Or I mean, I guess in a sense, would that just make it a cemetery?
I mean, pretty much.
A garden of bones, isn't it just a fancy term for a cemetery?
Guess we'll see.
Oh, that looks like a nice place.
I think that's the first time we've seen that.
I think so. It did ring a bell. By the end of the series, is the theme like 8 minutes long because they got to show like all of the places from all of the Game of Thrones.
There's something out there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you're a
Damn.
prick. Do you think I'm an idiot? Buddy!
Oh no! A dire wolf. I mean, that's terrifying if that's the last thing you see before you die. It's just a big old dire wolf coming at you.
Some of them may be privy to Tywin Lannister's plans.
We don't get to see like any battles with them. I'm
Probably
disappointed.
not soon enough.
No, you can't. Fight on it. It's better than
Oh, poor guy. And the noises is making it worse. He's like into it.
And I was like, he's like turned on.
Rob was like looking at her like, ooh.
It's like, sir, this is a
This
traumatic
is
event.
This is not the time or the place, Rob. I mean, she's a gorgeous woman after all, but
I have no hatred for the lad.
That should help his foot grow back.
well, I guess the advances aren't working too much.
End all this bloodshed, I understand. The boy was lucky you were here.
He was unlucky that you were.
And there goes Rob's crush. Off to do something else, I guess.
Very anti-war.
You're here to answer for your brother's latest
Oh,
treasons.
great.
Oh,
Your Grace.
What the hell?
Whatever my traitor brother has done, I had no part. You know that. I beg you,
Hold the
please.
crossbow up to her. Jesus. I'm just like feeling more and more sad for her, like each episode.
Stone.
Oh, jeez. The hell?
My lady's overdressed.
What's the meaning of this?
Tyrion saving the day, thankfully.
as usual, we're happy to see Tyrion.
I mean, how can you not be?
Be careful now. We don't want to get blood all over your pretty white cloak.
Yeah, Bronn, beat him up.
Bronn, the next time Sir Meryn speaks, kill him.
Yeah!
That was a threat. See the difference?
I love Tyrion.
I am loyal to King Joffrey, my one true
Poor
love.
Sansa.
You think dipping his wig will cure what ails him?
There's no cure for being a twin.
He makes a good point there.
At that age.
Could you hit her?
Oh, it already took a wrong turn. It went from some sexual stuff to just right to the hitting her.
Use this.
Joffrey just craves violence. I hate this child. Oh God, what's he gonna do with that? This is just getting worse and worse as it goes on. But look at his eyes.
Well, the same thing will happen to you.
What kind of sick, messed up shit is this? I keep hating this man more than more. Ugh.
Poor Roz,
Okay.
she has to see a baby like killed right before her eyes. She has to put up with this.
She's been through it.
Should have stayed in Winterfell, girl.
Well, what a surprise, Littlefinger's there. You know, like I think we all expected him to show up.
Is that it? I don't like you, Lord Baelish.
Yeah.
I don't like your face. I don't like the words that come oozing out of your mouth.
I'm Team Renly still at this point.
Renly just keeps spitting your language.
I mean, literally, he was like last episode, he wants to cut Joffrey's head off. Straight up just like reads Littlefinger to filth.
Many who believe Ned's dark, erred by not supporting your claim.
Lord Baelish.
I like that outfit she has on.
Same to me.
It's like a bowl around her head. Are we finally gonna get an update on Daenerys?
We're back to the oh, there's a person on that arm.
He lives. That one lives. For now.
For now.
I worry. I don't want to jinx it.
What do you know of this place?
Only that the desert around their walls is called the Garden of Bones.
Ah, he said it.
Every time the Carthians shut their gates on a traveler, the garden grows.
Look at this dark, ominous place that they're coming to.
No, all the dragons are dead.
No, they're not.
What's that smell?
Dead people.
Oh. All
Yeah.
right.
Poor Hot Pie. He's just getting mortified.
Left and right. He thought he was about this life until the life came to him.
You betrayed Ned.
Betrayed.
Here we
I
go.
wanted him to serve as protector of the realm. I begged him to seize the moment.
And you repaid our faith with
Littlefinger really thought this
Oh,
conversation was going to go well.
I've loved you since I was a boy.
Literally, like,
It seems to me that
Ned
fate has
hasn't
given us
even
this
been dead like super duper long. Just professing your love to her,
Got a knife pulled on his throat.
which he gets. Stab him, get it over with.
both girls are healthy and safe. For now.
Littlefinger just lying about
I
Arya.
fear for their longevity.
Stab him anyway. I mean, at least once. You don't gotta kill him.
A token of Tyrion Lannister's goodwill.
Oh God, what's it gonna be?
Understand that this you may not believe.
Is Ned in the box?
Pretty much his like remains. His bones, I think.
That's the thing, because that's still kind of gross. But I mean, I guess it's kind of a nice gesture. It's like horrible place they're in. Ugh.
I didn't see anyone help him.
This is like a crazy torture tactic.
Gaines, the butcher, and his son.
That's better.
Please don't. No, no, I told you everything. No,
Jesus Christ.
Cersei.
When I saw your standard, I couldn't be sure.
Gotta have this fun posturing match, huh?
The king has taken for his sigil the fiery heart of the Lord of Light.
She really sticks out among them because she's in all red.
Brother. Charmless, rigid, a bore, yes, but...
I see they're not going to get along very
You
much.
should kneel before your brother.
Warn amidst salt and smoke. Is he a ham?
Let's try some, warned you.
The men holding those bolts of cloth will make me king.
We shall see, Renly.
The night is dark and full of terrors.
Well, that went well.
There's your answer to the brotherly love, I guess.
Well, I knew they weren't going to get along. It seems like the Baratheons in general just can't get along with people. It seems like a fun place.
The beauty of Quarth is legendary.
Oh.
Close enough.
Quarth.
I don't think you are. But as I've never met you before, my opinion on the matter is of limited value.
I don't like this dude, whatever this fellow's name is.
Where I come
That is
from,
too long and complicated for me
guests are
to
treated
pronounce or
with
say.
respect, not insulted at the gates.
We wish you well.
Just show him the dragons at this point.
And destroy those who have wronged me. We will lay waste to armies and burn cities to the ground.
Well, at least he stepped up. He saved the day. He saved Daenerys and her little group. I mean, it's a beautiful place.
Oh.
Oop.
Well,
what an abrupt change of scene. Whatever.
beautiful city, and then
Like, yeah, literally went from seeing the gorgeous city to watching a head get put on a spike. Oh no. Not Gendry.
There's a gold or silver in the village.
Not from the village.
After all we just went through. Oh, Tywin Lannister saved the day, I guess. Maybe. Or make it worse. I don't know. I don't know if I should be excited or worried.
This one's a girl, you idiot.
The other people at least realize it's a girl.
Ah, lavender oil. She always loves lavender oil. I am a nut.
He's onto it.
Given any thought to what King Joffrey will have to say when he finds out you've been dating his mother?
Wait here. His Grace will want to hear this. Mercy! Save it for Joffrey. He loves a good grovel.
I want to know what Cersei is doing.
Tyrion's got to use this dirt to his advantage.
Tell me.
Tyrion just outsmarting everybody left and right.
every episode,
Landing.
it seems like he's just like playing everybody.
You want me. You want to see what's
Okay,
in this world.
I don't. That works, I guess.
Let's protect us.
What? Like what is this going? See why I was concerned about him going with her? Just run. Run, Davos, run! Get out of there! Well, the fast baby. Oh, so that's how it comes out, huh? That's normal, I guess. As you would expect a pregnancy to go in Game of Thrones. I feel like we're all Davos in this moment. Like, what the hell is going on? Okay. That's the end of the episode? What the hell? I need answers. She's out here giving birth to like shadow demons. All right.
Are we sure we want her to touch Ned's boat?
Well, I guess I retract that statement, kind of.
She told him he'd see what was under that robe. I don't think he was ready for
that. Yeah, never mind. I rescind that.
Put it back on.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I say, my face felt like the same as Davos at that moment. Just like, what the hell?
Yeah, one of the weirder final scenes of an episode.
Yeah, just like, all right, that's how we end the episode. Huh? What a cliffhanger.
So we started the episode with Robb. Yay! And he attacks the Lannister camp. And after he's done, we spend a little bit of time with him and this new girl. Her name was Talisa, who kind of scolds Robb, makes him feel bad.
Yeah, just
about
a little.
The war effort. How'd you feel about Robb's very small moment here?
Well, I like seeing Robb back in the show because he has been out of commission in the show at least for a few episodes. I like that he's showing more leadership in this big, now that he is kind of like the king of the North and he has to, plan things and at least try and be like a noble person. I did find that interaction between her and Robb a bit weird, just because in the way that it was, just in the way that it was introduced, because of the whole stuff with the guy having to get his foot amputated, and then like it seemed like he was really into it. So that's why I mean, she's a beautiful woman, definitely one of the more beautiful, I guess, random people that we've seen along the way. I mean, I don't know if she'll come back. I mean, hopefully she does, I guess, for Robb's love interesty kind of thing, but I don't know, because I guess it's a conflict of interest because he's supposed to be marrying what's his face's like daughter as well. I don't know. I mean, I like the interactions between them. I don't know if we'll ever see that woman again. It was a nice, I guess, change of pace scene.
Then we saw Joffrey for the first time in a while as well.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
So his scene starts off with him threatening Sansa's life and having Sir Meryn beat her yet again because her brother beat him in battle. Thankfully, Tyrion walked in right at the perfect time to put a stop to the foolery. But unfortunately, Bronn gives Tyrion what turns out to be an awful idea of Joffrey just has pent-up sexual energy and needs to release it. So Tyrion sends Roz and another prostitute to Joffrey's room, and Joffrey doesn't really care about pent-up sexual energy. He just cares about violence and abuse.
Terrible.
How do you feel about seeing Joffrey again?
I mean, I knew it was going to happen eventually, even if I didn't want it to happen. It was just surprising the way it was introduced. A lot of surprising quick cuts between scenes in this episode. It was just going from the stuff we saw to Joffrey having a loaded crossbow pointed at Sansa. I was like, that's so messed up. I'm really feeling bad a lot for Sansa this season so far, just because of all the tortured aspect of it all. Because it seems like she's just going through a lot of BS at the moment between Cersei and Joffrey. But at least, like you said, Tyrion came in, saved the day. Tyrion is kind of like that character, it seems. So at least has no shame in putting Joffrey in his place. So at least somebody can stick up to him.
And that damn crossbow, just aiming it at women left and right this episode.
That and Bronn as well. I did. Bronn's always great, even if he's not in a lot of the scenes. I just think him and Tyrion work really well, especially last. Next time he speaks, kill him.
Well, Tyrion also got another quick little moment near the end of the episode as we see Lancel Lannister again. He was also there helping to egg on Sansa's abuse, but we see him at the end come to tell Tyrion he needs to release Grand Maester Pycelle under Cersei's demand. Little does he know, Tyrion is way too smart for him, and is like, so wait a minute, what are you doing here in the middle of the night with Cersei's request? Oh, that's right, because you came from her bed. Should I go ahead and just tell Joffrey and see how he likes this?
Yeah, I think he
Or
wouldn't
are you gonna
react too well
spy?
to
Yeah,
that news.
you're gonna be my spy now, which Lancel breaks very quickly and agrees to spy on Cersei for
How could
Tyrion.
he not? I feel like he's really in a bind there because if he says no, I think Joffrey's gonna just torture him to death. I mean, he has no problem doing that, obviously.
Yeah. So there we go. How did you feel about Tyrion this episode?
Well, as usual, I think he's pretty great. I mean, him just going to battle in a sense over, in a sense more so like with words is usually his sort of battling, and I enjoy that about him. He's very funny, very witty, obviously much smarter than most people he's interacted with. So it's very easy for him to just outmaneuver people and use them in certain ways that he can, and just all the fun banter that he has among everyone that he speaks to. The stuff with Lancel, I mean, I almost did forget that Lancel kind of like took the place of Jaime while Jaime's been like a prisoner. It'll be interesting to see that move in play because it'll be Lancel reporting to Tyrion about what Cersei does. He's doing a great job as Hand of the King so far. I know there were concerns of, what he's going to really do when he goes down there, but I mean, he's getting shit done.
Then we saw his father arrive at Harrenhal, where they were keeping Arya, Gendry, Hot Pie, and the rest of them as captives in horrible condition.
Yeah, beyond horrible.
And they are looking for this brotherhood, which the kids know like nothing about. But Tywin arrived right in the nick of time, so Gendry did not have his insides eaten out by a rat.
Lannister's saving the day this episode.
No, and Tywin just kind of owning them and being like, why are you killing these boys when we could clearly put them to some sort of use, yeah? And then he takes one look at Arya and is like, you idiot, that's a girl. He appreciates Arya's idea of traveling as a boy because it's safer, and takes her in as his little cupbearer. So now Arya is gonna be right next to Tywin.
At least she's employed, so at least she's made it out of there.
So how'd you feel about Arya's whole thing this episode?
I thought it was pretty good. It was just like, it's nice that I guess that she's gonna have a job now. I don't know how long that'll last because maybe they'll eventually find out that she's Ned's kid. I feel like that could be like a useful tool if they find out that it's actually Ned's daughter, and especially since they're like battling Rob Stark, I should say. So I hopefully they don't ever find that out, but I feel like eventually that's going to be leaked out in some shape or form, and it'll probably be used against Rob.
Well, speaking of the sisters being used, we got that interaction with Catelyn and Littlefinger, where he made horribly timed advances.
Literally, like the worst possible way you could do it. Like I know I betrayed you and your husband and all, but
I helped get your husband killed, but
Yeah, I used to love you, right?
But Tyrion sent Ned's bones to Catelyn as a mark of good faith so that she could bury him up in Winterfell. But he also lied to Catelyn, telling her that they have Arya and Sansa to trade. And we know that Rob wouldn't go for this, but basically, you as the mother, do you want to see your daughters again? Yes or no? But all of this obviously happened in Renly's camp. Renly roasted Littlefinger first.
I loved it.
Then Marjorie roasted him once more before Catelyn pulled the knife
out. Not a good episode for him so far.
But Renly met up with Stannis out on the battlefield to speak of possible negotiation terms.
Some brotherly bickering.
But that did not go well at all. So how'd you feel about everything in Renly's camp this episode?
I thought it was really entertaining. I'd say, at least for now. I don't know if they're not like my favorite characters or anything, but I just enjoy at least the bits that we've seen of Renly in them so far, just because I guess he shares a bit of the viewpoints that I have. So I guess that's why I've liked him a little bit, because he doesn't like Littlefinger at all. he wants to cut off Joffrey's head. Unfortunate, I guess, that all of the Baratheons are just so hard-headed and they can't get along. Because I feel like if they could just get along as brothers, they would probably prosper. Like if they just put aside their petty beefs, they could probably rule anybody because they have all the men and a witch.
Yeah. They would take down King's Landing in a heartbeat.
That's what I mean. Like when you think about it, like if they really put their wits together, they probably would have like a very high chance of taking it over. But it seems like the brotherly feud is not working it out for them in that regard, unfortunately.
It's pretty much how Catelyn feels as well. She said, "I would just bash your heads together if I were your mother and knock this sense into you, Jew."
Yeah. Meanwhile, she's just like off, like not seeing her kids all the time.
Oh, then we did get to see a little bit more of Daenerys this episode.
Yeah.
A rider returned finally with good news.
Yeah, after the last one was bad news.
And they are off to the fabled city of Kars. And we meet this spice trader and the 13 who want to see her dragons, but she is very suspicious of them and their intentions with her dragons. So she doesn't want to show them. She doesn't want to bring the dragons out. And thus they are like, well, then you don't want to show the dragons. Looks like you get to die in the desert.
No dragons. Yeah, no dragons, no deal.
So she resorts to intimidation factors and says, listen, let us in, or when my dragons get big, we're going to burn your city to the ground. He's like, I thought you just said you're going to die out here. So good luck with that. Bye.
Yeah, she showed her cards too early.
Thankfully, though, this Zaro guy decides to like pull his rank and cuts his hand to vouch for Daenerys and the Dothraki, and gains them access to Karth so they don't all die out in the garden.
Yeah, it looked beautiful for like the few seconds that we saw before they walked in.
Before we were shown a child's head put onto a stake, you know.
Like I said, the weird transitions of this episode. Like I said, that one was a really jarring one, and then the one where it was just cuts to Joffrey holding a crossbow up, pointing it at Sansa. So, just weird transitions this episode.
So how'd you feel about Daenerys this episode?
I think she's getting better as a leader. I mean, that's fortunately, especially for everyone else's sake, because they were going to die out there. I'm glad that they vouched for her, and she gets to go in with her dragons and all of her people that stuck by her. She's obviously kind of learning on the fly when it comes to becoming a leader, because I mean she kind of did show some of her hands too early. I feel like she could have got, like we talked about already, she mentioned that if you don't let him in she's gonna die, and then threatens him with the dragons. So maybe if he had just worked, she's doing her best in the moment, at least.
Trying. Then we end the episode with Stannis Baratheon talking to Sir Davos, asking him if he's still a good smuggler, because he needs Davos to smuggle the Red Woman somewhere. So he and the witch hop on a little boat. She's trying to make small talk, but Sir Davos is just like, girl, I'm not buying into your religion. I don't too much care. And
Literally.
then she gets real presumptuous and is like, I know you want me, and I know you want to see what's under this robe, Sir Davos.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then suddenly she's pregnant.
I mean, I was like, damn, that can't, I know she talked about giving Stannis a child before. I was like, I didn't know it grew that big and that fast.
Yeah, and much to Davos' surprise, much to our surprise, she gives birth right there on the spot to
something.
Some shadow demon magic baby.
Whatever it is. It looked like some giant shadow demon man came out of her.
Yeah, so apparently this is the child that Stannis gave her.
I guess. I don't know.
Or that she's giving Stan.
Yeah, this weird demon thing. I mean,
So how did you feel about that ending scene with the Red Woman?
It was quite a shock. I guess it's like the best words to describe it, just because I wasn't expecting it, definitely. I wasn't expecting him to turn around and she was naked and had a full pregnant belly, and then she gave birth, and I figured it was gonna be like a normal baby, because it's a birth. And then you see the smoke cloud and all this crazy demon stuff coming out of her, and then it ends. So What a weird cliffhanger.
To start right there, specifically with the Red Woman and her shadowy baby. What are your predictions for that shadow figure?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know where to begin with a prediction for that. Like the shadow demon baby man essence thing. I hope it's friendly, I guess.
Maybe she'll have it like suckling, like the boy,
God.
the boy.
I hope not.
Friendly baby, please.
I don't even. Is it a baby? It looked like.
I mean, yeah, you know, it's pretty big, so I don't. Yeah, we can't call it a baby.
It looked like it was like standing like on the ground and becoming like a man before it ended. So it was like whatever it's supposed to be, child of some kind. Like I said, I hope it's friendly. I guess. I don't really know what else to predict. I guess maybe it'll come in handy if him and Renly do go to war.
Yeah, maybe it'll be a warrior.
I hope.
A magical warrior.
I mean, it's not very fair, let's say, for Renly if they have all these magical powers on his side.
Any other predictions across the board for the other characters?
It's going to be interesting to see the banter, I guess, the conversations between Arya and Tywin Lannister. I think it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be hard for her to beat around the fact that she's Arya Stark. Tyrion just, I guess, spying on Cersei through Lancel, and Joffrey just being a psychopath again. Daenerys and them finally get to like shower and eat and drink and liven up, I guess, them and Jorah. I guess that crazy magical thing that came out of the Red Woman is gonna maybe play a part in the Renly versus Stannis situation. We'll see. I don't know. And maybe Catelyn and all them will figure something out. Hopefully it works out for Robb. Hopefully that chick doesn't leave forever and they find each other again and fall in love or something.
Oh, this episode we saw some characters we haven't seen in a while. Didn't see some characters also, but who were your tops and least faves this episode?
Tyrion's still probably my favorite. I mean, let's be real here. I mean, he's pretty great.
Unless he just doesn't show up in an episode. He's got that number one on lock.
For now, yeah, at least for now. Daenerys is pretty good too. I mean, even though she wasn't like, I mean, she was trying. She was trying at least this episode. I do like Renly, so I would probably put Renly up there. I guess I'm more Team Renly than I am Team Stannis at this point. Jon is always up there as well. His limited screen time he does have is always important because it's always entertaining.
The scene stealer. Every time he's on screen, he at least he makes an impact.
And least favorite, I mean, Joffrey. I mean, like, can anyone really ever top him if he's in an episode?
Yeah, just horrible this episode.
Even if as long as he's in an episode, like as long as he's in the episode, like I feel like he has to be my least favorite. Unless somebody does something catastrophic, I can't see him being below somebody. The Mountain, maybe.
Oh yeah, the Mountain was back.
I guess maybe the Mountain since he's back.
Torturing children.
Yeah, I guess all those people would be pretty bad too. Whatever that guy's name was that walked out of Karth. What he didn't have a name. He was just that dude that sold spice. The guy that sold spice. Like that guy was a jerk.
You're not a fan.
Whatever his name is, I don't know if he has a name or we'll never find out his name. But it was like his name is too cool for us that we can't know it. And those are the ones I can think of. Maybe Lancel, just because he's weird.
No Littlefinger in your worst this episode?
Yeah, I guess he would probably be it. I would probably put him in over Lancel, but Lancel's still pretty eh. Like at least he was nice enough to give Catelyn like Ned's bones, I guess, even though it caused some strife.
Putting on the moves on her as he gives her husband's dead bones.
That's what I mean. Yeah, no. Here's your dead husband's bones, the one that was supposed to trust me and I betrayed. Like by the way, will you date me now?
Hey, now the door's open. So what's up?
Yeah, ridiculous.
So that was our reaction and discussion for season 2, episode 4, Garden of Bones. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, click that like button down below and subscribe so you are up to date on all of our Game of Thrones reactions. Also, make sure to subscribe and follow Tyler across the internet. So Tyler, do you want to let them know where to find you?
Yeah, sure. If you just look up my name that you see on the screen, you'll find my channel where I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, and all that stuff. And I'm also on Twitter and Instagram at It's Tyler Calvert.
Perfect. And then let us know your thoughts. Are you Team Renly, Team Stannis? Are you Team Demon Baby? Let us know either in the comment section.
Hashtag demon baby.
Down below, or you can hit either one of us up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.